So I got the two big ones left.
Okay.
These ones are the easiest to talk about and the most fun. So first we can do, we'll do the booze, drugs, parties, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So what do you got thoughts on that?
I think it's the same. I don't. Here's the thing. It takes a big man, I guess, or it takes a big dream to go in a room when people are older and people you might even look up to them. But it takes a big man to say, no, I don't do that. It takes a big dream to say, no, I don't touch that stuff, because you could be an outcast. You could be a person that, but the thing is, you have to understand, what are you here for? I think the good thing, to be honest with you, from what I see anyways, is I think the kids, I got to give a lot of the kids credit. I think the drinking, yeah, it could be wrong. Maybe I'm a dumb dad, but I think the kids that are serious about hockey are a little more dialed in. They just really are. They're just, in fact, I think it's gone maybe too far. With some of the guys is like, they don't know what chugging a freaking beer or a thing of tequila this high is like. They know what kale salad's like, which is good. But then they kind of offset it with video games and weird stuff. So there's a balance, but tough thing. I mean, it happens, but I think you have to be really dialed in. I mean, you can't do it. Yeah. The competition is so stiff now. It's just so stiff. Like, let's just call it for what it is. If you think, look at my wall again, and look at the guys that we train, and it just is what it is. If you think that you can go out and drink and perform and make the NHL, it's not going to happen. The only way it happens is if you are the best of the best, but it doesn't happen for long, and it's just the way it is. So you can try to fight that one. It doesn't happen anymore. So the players are just way too good. So what's my answer to it? I don't know. I don't know. I can't sit there and say, just here's how you solve that. But again, it comes down to, I want this so bad that I'm not touching it. That's the bottom line. If you choose to get into drugs, you're in the wrong. You should just go get a guitar, because hockey and drugs don't mix. It doesn't. Okay, so you might say, okay, nice little words there. If you look at NHL players that were really, really, really good, then all of a sudden they have a really sharp decline and their legs are gone. That's why. It's drugs. Yeah, that's it. That's all. Alcohol gets you fat, and you can tell what alcoholics do. But the drugs, this is a fact. When you see someone that has a really good career and all of a sudden it just drops off like that, it's drugs. Yeah. So you can't last. Yeah, and for kids that are breaking into, especially in junior, because now the parties, the age differential is there now, right? Where you're 16 and you're with 20-year-olds that can drink and all that. And you do have to find a balance, because you also need to be part of the team, like we talked about before. So this doesn't mean that you can never go out with the boys and every Saturday night you have to stay in and go to bed. Not at all. You have to find how can I be a part of this without hurting myself, without negatively impacting my long-term progress on this, And I think the key, honestly, to me, like one of the keys of that is being confident in yourself. Is like having the confidence to say, I'm going to come and hang out with you guys or not. But if I am, I'm doing it my way on my terms. And I don't care what you guys say. It doesn't matter what you guys say. I'm going to come out. I'm going to hang out. We're all going to have a good time. And that's fine. But you guys can do it your way. And I'm just going to do it my way. Yeah. And that's you have to be okay with that. Yeah. You can't like succumb to the pressure of, well, you're not a beauty. Because don't worry about that. Like you can't afford to worry about it. I'll tell you, I said this before in one of the podcasts, is that when my first year in junior, I was looking around, and as a young guy, you want to fit in. And the guys that were the leaders on our team that year, a lot of them drank a lot of alcohol, and they did a lot of things that were alcohol, not bad stuff, but they drank a lot of beer and stuff like that. And you want to fit in. And you know what? You look at these guys that were first, second round picks in the NHL, and then they never made it. And the rap on them is because they're drunks. So it caught up to them. Yeah. It totally caught up to them. And, like when you're a young guy, you're looking at, you just got to, you said it really well. You got to know who you are, and you got to surround yourself with the right people. And when people start getting out of your bubble, you got to know. You just have to know that that's not going to end well. It's not. Yeah. You have to know that sticking to your guns and believe in what you believe, and that, you know, maybe you're addicted to the drugs. Maybe you're addicted to working out instead, or addicted to water. I don't give a shit, but be so focused on your goal and have it so big that that stuff doesn't distract you. But the booze will get you.
Yeah.
It will just get you. You cannot perform. You know, wear this. And I'll tell you. Here's how you do it. Wear this for a month, and you're going to see every time you go to bed late, and you're going to see every time, like if you do have booze in your system, you're going to see and junk food. You're going to see that your body doesn't function. It'll tell you right away.
Yeah.
And there's not a sugar detector in here. It just goes. It works with your body, and it just tells you. It tells you the truth.
Yeah.
But it's a really hard thing because, I mean, you got, first of all, you have parents. Some people think that if they let their kids drink in front of them, so if they want to have a beer. I'm not a fan of that because I feel like, so the argument is, well, if he drinks in front of me, he's not going to drink away from me. Oh, really? You don't think so?
Yeah.
Right? I think totally he's going to drink when he's away from you. So I have no tolerance for it. Do I say, hey, Charlie, you want a sip? Yeah. I'll give him a sip of beer, like whatever. And maybe that's wrong. Maybe that goes against the grain for me. But I feel that if I am not a good example of it for him, then why would he listen to me anyways?
Yeah.
So the parenting piece is a huge piece to that.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's okay for him to have 2 beers or 3. And what's the limit? If you can have 1, how many?
Yeah.
Why is 2 bad? Why is
Yeah.
3 bad? Why is 4 bad? Why is a case bad?
Yeah.
So I think at home, it starts at home, 100%. Because if you can't give an example at home, then why would they have any discipline anywhere else?
Yeah.
And but then the kid's got to be strong. Dreams got to be big.
Yeah.
It's just hard. It's the booze, the alcohol, the drugs, the parties, the video games, all these things, the distractions like that. They're very hard.
Yeah.
But you have to have the determination, or the dream.
Yeah. That's what it comes down to. And that's
Comes
why
down
the environment, man, we keep coming back to it. Controlling your environment is such a huge piece because
Yeah.
if you're around guys that are okay with going out and having a beer, and stopping,
Yeah.
then that's different than going
Yeah.
around with the party animals
Yeah.
that, you know, so
Yeah.
keeping your circle is important.
But the other thing is that if you step back as an athlete, a serious athlete, and look at the guys like, and I've said this to Charlie, I said that you got a couple of friends that they're going to have a party. What happens at the party? He goes, oh yeah, they drink, they do this, 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 and this. So why do you think they do that? And he goes, well, because what do they have to lose? I said, exactly.
Yeah.
So for you spending 5 hours or staying up till 2:00 in the morning drinking and hanging out with people, you're going to be tired. But you got to perform the next day, even if it's just the gym.
Yeah.
You have to perform. If you don't perform at the gym, that's going to bite you in the ass for 2-3 days. What do they have to lose?
Yeah.
Nothing. They can
100%,
sleep
man.
until 12.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can sleep until 1. They could do it
Yeah.
again the next day. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So the consequences of doing it, all you have to do is step back, detach yourself, look at yourself. Who's bugging me to do this? Why are they doing it? What's the consequences? It
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, totally. Well, I know you gotta. I
gotta get on
I'm
the
rushing
ice.
here, but I wanted to touch one more real quick, and that's girls.
Yeah.
Of course. I'm gonna start with one thing that you said, because most of the time, people talk about girls like it's a negative thing.
Yeah.
And an interesting perspective you gave me was that, well, what if you're a kid that constantly wants to go out and be with the boys and do all this stupid shit, and you get a girlfriend that actually dials you in and says, hey, like, you actually have to be at hockey tomorrow, so maybe you should stay in tonight, or maybe whatever. And it's actually a good partner that can help you stay between the lines.
Yeah.
That actually might be okay.
Yeah.
But most of the time in junior hockey, especially, it's not a good mix. And one thing that, just like the booze, just like the video games, whatever, keeping you up late, distracting you, and whatever. And it's easy to just say, you know, stay away from girls. But the fact is, when you're teenagers, that's when they start to come together. Girls and guys start to come together. And
Yeah.
that's another one of those things that you have to be able to balance, and you have to just be confident in yourself and how to deal with girls like that. You know?
Yeah. Well, again, I think a lot of it has to come down with parenting. I
Yeah.
do. I do, man. I do. You're going to impose values on your kids. And I've taught my son. Okay, so to go back to the original question, is having a girlfriend good or bad? Is chasing women good or bad? And you can make an argument for both.
Yep.
You really could.
Exactly.
If you have a girlfriend, then you're tied down, and then you're going to be distracted because you're in love, and you're going to want to spend time with her, and you take away from your hockey. Yeah, but yeah and no. But then if you want to be a hound dog, because we all have testosterone, and that's what we're built for. I like in the evolution's biggest role. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Is to find girls and boys and girls and eat. That's and to live. So to say that you shouldn't be hornier than a two-peckered billy goat as a 16-year-old boy, no.
Yeah.
It's just not true. But it's how you manage that, and so I think it's very, very important. And maybe some of my buddies listen to this. No, they'll agree now, but they would probably laugh saying, "You're not cool. Like, it's not a cool thing." But I'll tell you, I had a girlfriend when I was 16 years old. I had her for 2 years, almost my whole junior career. It's like 3 years almost. And the great thing about her, she was a good person. And I came to my own conclusion how I was going to treat girls. I thought they were humans, and I think you should treat people properly. So I felt like all the things that treating properly encompasses, I tried to do the best I can. Respect, love, I guess, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So when I had her, it was good, and she treated me the same way.
Yep.
So I felt like she also understood that I had to play hockey, and that was my number one love, and that was my number one thing that I had to do, and she supported it.
Yep.
Did I marry her? No. She was a great girl, though. And I wouldn't change that. So the alternative was that I'd go chasing girls every single day, every night, and that's a bigger distraction to me, because now you go out and you go, okay, what kind of where's the chicks? You forget about things. So, anyways, I think from at home, if you teach your kids to treat women properly, and then when you find someone that you find someone that has the same goals and ideals, then I think you're in a good spot.
Yeah.
So I don't think girls are bad at all.
No.
I don't think you should necessarily just go marry the first one you meet either, but I think that you should, as a hockey player, they could be very supportive, but they have to be supportive.
I was just going to say.
So you have to, that's what I'm saying.
Have a brain about
the
it.
Values and the brain. Yeah. You have to sit there and say, like, so Charlie, and he's got a girlfriend. He's been dating her for a while now. And at first, the first time she came over to my house, funny enough, I had a cut off shirt and I sucking a beer back on the barbecue. And I gave her the furry eyeball the whole time. No, I don't mean to, but I have no choice. It's just my
protective,
dad in me, because I don't want anyone messing, and I don't like anyone dating my kids anyways. And even when they're married, you better be good to them, because if you get divorced, I won't like you again anyways. But anyways, she came over and it was like, but she was so nice. Okay, she's nice. She has a hobby though. She does horses. She rides horses, and she's as active and focused as Charlie is in hockey. So they have goals. They understand each other. They're supportive of each other.